How are you? How are you? Thanks for tuning in and watching another week. My name is Peter Arcari, and I'm here to give free empowerment coaching every week to those who need it. Spread the word. I am excited. Hello. Excited to talk about something that I have spent so many years really trying to understand, discover, re-understand, rediscover, and it's very quite widely spoken of as like the secret, but it's not the secret. I think that is what is spoken of in like the book called The Secret, or a lot of things that you have access to. The real secret is not something that is generally put out into the public. It's available to people in certain circles, but and it's hinted at all the time. But I don't really know of a place that genuinely publicly talks about The Secret. But then again, I haven't read the hundreds of thousands of books that are on Earth, so maybe it does exist somewhere, but it's definitely not something I see regularly. So the thing about The Secret, and I've gone into some what some people would call like secret society circles, or elite level of circles, to really have discussions around the idea of a secret or the secret and what the importance of it is. Ooh, I just realized I didn't copy to clipboard the invite for anybody that wishes to be in the studio with me and on screen to have a conversation. I'm going to put that into the comments right now, and it's a link to go into StreamYard, and which allows you to be on the screen here with me if you want. Otherwise, I'm going to pull open the Facebook comments so that in case anybody's commenting live, I can reply to you live. Okay. Not all Facebook comments come through into the StreamYard stream. So let's just pull that up and have that there. We're giving a few seconds as well because very often, sorry, bear with me. Now I just lost because I'm paying attention to two things. Very often people write things into on Facebook that don't show up in StreamYard anyway. And so I have to make sure I have that open so I can see if anybody's saying anything. Okay, it's a secret. Right, secret. Okay, let's see if we can get into the stream. Okay, pause that. All right. So I know a lot of people like to watch this in replay. So I'm just going to move forward and assume that whoever shows up is here in the right place at the right time for watching live. And definitely, feel free, please type a little message, say hi, let me know that you're there, because it does help me to kind of include you and think of you during the content, and also make examples that might be more specific to you if I know who you are. So just say hi and say that you're watching, and that helps me out a lot. Okay. Also, these are normally scheduled for 1 hour, 6:30 to 7:30. I don't always go 1 hour. It depends on the content. Tonight, I'm going to, I think it's a simple concept, and we're probably going to go for about a half hour, and and then open up the floor to any questions and discussions. All right, let's go. Okay. So, nice. Hey, Becky. So nice to see you. That's awesome. Okay. So this is it's actually right up your alley too, Becky. So, so very often the words "the secret" are used on purpose for the sake of really referring to something that is actually a secret, in that it's not widely spread. The idea of a secret is that it's not like only one person knows it. I mean, most secrets are usually known by more than just one person, and it's just that it's not spread. And the reason why we don't spread the information in a secret is because when you have something that is very powerful and you spread it around and everybody starts to use it, there's a certain energy that gets drained from it. Certain things, okay? Certain Usually if it's called a secret, it's the kind of information that will drain it or disempower certain people that have a secret if everyone starts using it. Okay. Other things are the reverse. They aren't secret. Everybody, can be told about them, and it actually more empowers it. So if you were somebody that invested in a stock market and you knew that something was going to be really good, and you told 1 million people to invest in that same stock, by all of those people investing in it honestly and actually staying as investors, the stock actually really would go up in value. So the more people that jump in on it, the better it is. If a bunch of people decide to group together and meditate for a single purpose, the more people meditating in the same way on the same thing is a very important point. It actually multiplies the energy. So in that way, telling everybody to do it and getting as many people in on it makes it more powerful. But usually if something's called the secret, it's usually because if everybody jumps in on it, it actually does the reverse. It drains it. So if I have a really amazing water source in a little lake in Ontario, and I tell everyone on earth that it's going to cure your worst nightmare or illness, they'll drain the lake. There'll be nothing there. So we have to keep that a secret. So the number one rule of a secret or the secret, like the big secret, is that if everyone has it, it will be disempowered. And so it's kept the secret for the purpose of keeping it powerful. Well, that begs the question, why am I putting it out on a video? Well, there's something that's in the secret that is kind of self-governing. Even if I flat out tell you what the secret is, which I will, it will be shunned by most as not actually the secret. And that's part of the magic of the secret, not like a secret. A secret can eventually get out and become not a secret anymore. But the real secret of, let's be specific, the 3D space that we're in, this 3D world, this human reality in life, the real secret is that if enough people get told about it, it would make a pretty massive shift to this reality. And yet, most people actually will say no to it. Some people believe that 99% of human race will actually say no to the secret, and only the top 1% will take it on. So it's kind of innately part of the secret that it won't be heard as truth by everybody. So if you're listening to this and I state these, I'm looking here at my screen, I see I wrote this out in 5 points, okay? The secret is really kind of one major point, but I broke it down into 5 points, okay? So that way I can put them on the screen and we can talk about the 5 parts of what make the secret the secret. But if you're listening to it and it doesn't sound like it's true to you and it doesn't feel like it has any power in it at all, that's the power of the secret, that it's pushing you away. But if you decide to try on what I'm about to tell you as the ultimate truth, and if you make use of it, it will literally change your reality. And if you make use of it like it is genuinely the secret, then you will actually activate it and will become the secret. So part of the secret, I didn't have it as one of these points, but part of the real secret is that it only works when you do it. So if you witness somebody doing it, you will think it doesn't work. And yet there they will, becoming billionaires and trillionaires and manifesting all the life of their dreams. And you'll think it was because of luck, or, you might think it was because good timing, they had access to resources you don't have. But that's how the secret works, is if you don't do it, it will look like it's something else. But when you're the one actually practicing the secret, it activates, and then you'll know it as truth. But the people looking at you will think you're wrong and that it's not really a secret. This is kind of the predominant thing to know about the secret before you start learning about the secret, is it looks like it doesn't work until you start doing it. And so because of that, I trust that if I put this information out into the world, that only the people that are really in the right place at the right time are going to hear it or share this information, and only the right people in the right place at the right time are going to actually do it and actually use it and crack open the secret or activate it, okay? And I do believe that the secret does require a certain percentage, maybe 1% of the population, to be using it in order for it to hold power. But if everybody uses it, it would become disempowered, because then it wouldn't be a secret anymore. So very powerful, self-managing in energy, if you will. But let's go. Okay, 1 of 5 here. Number 1, the secret is kept a secret because everyone actually has access to it, and it's simple to use. Number 1 point of the secret, I'll say this again, it's easy. If you're working hard at it, if you're struggling, that is not the secret. If you think that only a certain percentage of people actually have access to it, it will only work for certain people and not you, if that's true, then that is not the secret. Okay? The secret is available to everyone. It is accessible from everywhere, and it's simple. Simple. It may not be easy to crack into it or to really feel empowered by it, but I tell you, it's simple. So that's step number 1. Hey, Alexia, that's so amazing. It's great to have you here. All right, big energies here. All right. Number 2 about the real secret is, this is way more powerful than, so Scotiabank has a saying, you are richer than you think, okay? And it really cracks into a much deeper and more profound space than so many people know. But it ties into this kind of concept. Everything that you need to activate the secret is actually already in you. And it's activated by very simple practices. So again, number 1 is that the secret, everyone has access to the secret out here. And number 2 is that the secret and the access to the secret is from within you to it everywhere. So every person contains the access, and everyone has access to it. Okay. And it's very simple practices. Okay, number 3 out of 5. We're flying through this, but it's going to be a bit of a shorter video this week, because the secret really is just, I'm just imparting the knowledge, and it's going to activate or not within you. Okay, number 3. Your mind is only 1% of your power, and your connection to a divine intelligence is 99% of your power. Let's be very clear here. Okay, I'm being very specific by pointing out the words. Down, it's hard to point at it, but down there it says your power. So your connection is 99% of your power. But the divine intelligence, that's 100% of the power. But within you, your mind is only 1%. And that 1% of your power, all that is needed of your mind is to simply acknowledge that the secret is simple, that all it takes to turn it on is, I believe it. Yes, it's true. Yes, it's simple. Just that 1% is all that's required to turn on the power of the secret. And that understanding that 1% of mind power is all that's needed to connect to the divine intelligence, which then empowers the other 99% of whatever it is that you are experiencing, becoming, doing, manifesting, whatever, it doesn't matter. Let that sit however that sits with you. And when the time is right, that will just activate something in you. Okay. So you access your power, your human personal power is accessed through your emotions and your embodiment. Okay. It is not through the thoughts, because the thoughts are only 1% of your power. And the 99% of the divine intelligence flows through the entirety of you, not just through your mind. And if you spend too much time in your mind and your thoughts and your rational, analyzing, logical, structuring ways, then you'll miss out on where 99% of the power is. Okay. And that is through your, very important to say this, your emotions and your embodiment. So what does that mean? If I decide that I would like to, I always use this example. Like I'm going to use an example that actually happened. Okay. Michelle and I actually arrived at an Airbnb. We didn't have time to get food. Everything was closed. And I said, we're in the kind of space and place where I can just imagine that food can just literally show up at my door. And that's actually possible. And I kid you not, a car literally drove up past the Airbnb, stopped, and a person got out, and I watched them in the window, like it was within seconds of saying this. And they brought food to our door. And they said, we're driving around selling food that we made at home, and it's fresh and it's safe, and we're just selling these wraps or empanadas. Would you like some? And I'm like, right? Okay, of course I bought them. That was amazing. If I say, wouldn't it be nice if food just like showed up at the door? I'm not saying it from a place of actually believing it. Okay. Point number one is you must believe that you must believe in the secret. Otherwise it doesn't get activated. I believe in the secret. So it's active. So that's step number one. I say it like we are in the kind of place and time where I can just say food arrives at my door when I need it. And it does. And then I feel what that feels like, to have the magical divine intelligence of the universe immediately orchestrate an arrival that matches the level of my emotional experience, my gratitude, my sense of receiving, my embodiment of what it's like to eat that food, to receive that food. And one of two things actually happens. This is also part of the secret I didn't type out here. At a very easily accessible level, the emotions and the embodiment activates the 3D world around you for food to, in my example, for food to arrive. Or at the divine intelligence level, at like a way, way, way larger percentage of this, my body can actually be given the energy and experience of having eaten the food. And thereby food is actually the experience of having received food is actually received and believed by my body. And I can actually have the experience of food having been eaten. So they've actually studied this, and they followed a series of bodybuilders. And bodybuilders were lifting a certain amount of weight. They had a lot of experience, and they had continuous growth in their muscles and in their weight gain. So they knew exactly what to expect every week. And then they had the bodybuilders spend a week pretending that they're weightlifting, but not touching any weights. And they asked very specifically for the bodybuilders to stand in front of the mirror at the gym as if they were doing it, and to flex their muscles and to look at themselves. They said they didn't have to actually pretend like they were doing weights. They just had to stand in front of the mirror and imagine that they received the gains as if they did the workout. All they had to do was the 5 minutes at the end of the workout, not the 1 or 2 hours. And they followed these bodybuilders. And at the end of the week, 100% of the bodybuilders actually had 100% of the weight gain and muscle gain as if they had worked out, but entirely through their envisioning, their emotional connection, their embodiment of standing there, the response of seeing the happiness of seeing themselves grow their muscles. The brain actually activated all of the processes, and their bodies literally grew and developed the muscles. So this is, you might call it mind over matter, but I think it's more accurate to say it's the combination. The unification, the harmonizing of mind and matter. And this probably gets into like Joe Dispenza stuff and Bruce Lipton. Last point about the secret. The secret is a paradox. So in the same way that the secret, if you don't believe in a secret, it becomes not, like if you go and tell everyone the simple fact, thereby it becomes not a secret, it deactivates and kind of disempowers. So it's inherently in the secret that it has to be a secret, but then you have to believe it like it's not. It's one of those paradoxes. This is the other paradox. God helps those who help themselves. Okay, so wait, which one is it? Am I the one who's doing this because I'm choosing to make this happen, because I'm choosing to receive this or to ask for it? Or do I have to take the action? Or do I just simply ask for it and it's orchestrated and arranged? Like, how much is me and how much is not me? So part of the secret is that you must balance the active choosing, the acknowledgement that you are part of the process, that you are required to take action in full detail of what it is that you are asking for, because what you ask for, you get. And then accepting that the divine intelligence, that's the 1%, by the way, and the 99% is coming from outside of you, and it emerges through you. It surfaces in you. And that can only surface in you if you are practicing connection to your emotions and your embodiment. And through the connection to your senses, your body, your energy flow within your internal system, after making a request out to the divine intelligence. By the way, like, part of the secret is, did I miss this? No, that's this one. So remember, going back to number 3, the connection to a divine intelligence is 99% of your power, which means you must actually accept that there is a divine intelligence. Otherwise, secret doesn't work. Totally doesn't work. It's a fake secret. It's not the real secret. You have to acknowledge that there is a divine intelligence, and you must acknowledge that you are only 1% of that connection, but the 99% of the power of the divine intelligence, let's get back to here, flows through you, not from you, which means you are not the one creating it. It is 99% of it's flowing through you. And the only way it's going to flow through you is if you are in presence and in awareness of your emotional blockages, your beliefs or negative beliefs, your permission, your acceptance, your welcoming. These are all things that are actually within you. So there's only 5 points, and I'm just going to keep going between them to really hone this in. Your access is through the conscious, active choice to be part of the process, to acknowledge that the secret is simple, and it's as simple as genuinely and authentically being present with asking in detail and acknowledging that you're asking a divine intelligence. The divine intelligence attempts to surface and emerge up through you, thereby activating whatever it is that is within you that is needed. While the energy is trying to surface up through you, it's going to bump up against your own restrictions, traumas, disbelief, sometimes even physical ailments, okay? And it must move through you to the best of your ability, because it has the ability, but to the best of your ability. And wherever you are blocked or wherever you are incapable, it will find that within something or someone around you, and it will bring them to you. It's a pretty key part of the secret. And there is let's call it, people like to use the word mastery. I don't like using the word mastery too much, but there is an advanced level of making use of the secret that goes beyond simply saying, I'm asking for this, sitting back and waiting for it to show up, like, oh, it's totally going to happen because I just asked for it. Nah, it's a unified persistent presence of being aware of the actions that the universe is arising and being present with that in all moments after asking for it, so that you're ready to open the door. You're ready to answer the call. You're ready to forgive that person. You're ready to take action in a way that you're ready to jump when it says jump. So it's not, some people have a saying like, let go and let God. And it's like, yeah. But we got to go back to this one. God only helps those who help themselves. So if I make a request out to the universe and I do my 1% and 99% of it starts to try to emerge to me, through me, because I can't create it. It cannot come from me, not from me. It can only come through me. So my 1% is that I am in real time being mindfully active and saying, I agree, I accept, thank you, permission granted, yes, please, no, please. Okay, I will let that go. Okay, I will take that on. So the saying from one of the people that I learned this from was, I think it's 1% perspiration, 99% inspiration, or flip it around, 99% inspiration, 1% perspiration. That 1% perspiration is that real-time management of the flow of the universe emerging through you in order to realize, crystallize, and manifest your request. It's going to take a pause. It's a lot of words. Whoop, don't put that back up. I'm feeling gears. I'm seeing gears. I'm like letting things. I'm just holding. I'm doing the secret right now with you right now, live. Okay, so I can actually see like a vision of like like a web and the like the ripple effect, the network points that it's going out. I'm just looking for anything else that needs to be said. All right, floor is open. Information has been transmitted. Any questions? Please remember that because this is a live stream and that the majority of people that are going to watch this are actually going to be replays, and I know that. Remember that if you put whoever's watching this not live, if you ask a question, if you reach out to me, if you have anything you want to process with this, that's the whole point of this, is to actually give live coaching and live teaching for free, because most of this information was actually given to me for free. Even though I tried to pay for it, it kind of came through for free. And so I'm trying to honor that flow by sending it out. And again, knowing that my videos aren't going to go to 100% of the people on earth, so they're going to go right to the right people at the right time anyway. Any questions or comments? All right, I did my little dance for you. Like I said, I felt like today was going to be a bit on the shorter end, because usually these are a full hour, but this wasn't a topic that I felt really needed to take up that time. And I kind of wanted to get it all transmitted in like a 20-minute segment, so that somebody could actually sit and listen through it all at once. So I feel like I've done that. I'm checking in with any kind of like, I feel like a sense of excitement. I feel like there's a sense of like something very positive. So that feels good to me. And I'm going to just say thank you very much for coming out. Feels a little weird because it's ending so much earlier than usual. But big shout out to Alexia and to Becky. It's super awesome to have your energies here in the stream. And Thanks a lot for all the great comments there, Alexia. It's very kind of you. And checking in. All right. And for everyone else that's going to watch this in the replay, what's the actual practice? Okay. Like just to like at least finish with something in case you watch in the replay. Here's the big, where does it typically go wrong? Okay. When somebody is actually making use of the secret and it's like, I don't believe it's not working. Okay. So part of it is the initial, like, I actually don't really believe it and I'm testing the secret. So I'm going to try and ask for something and see if it shows up and then I'll believe it. No, it won't work. Like you got to, it's all in or not. It's on or off. This is a black or white thing. You either know it works or you don't. You can't actually prove it to yourself. That's part of the secret, is it only works for you if you know it works for you. It's a bit of a kind of a, yeah, it's a loop. It's a hook. It's a catch-22 on purpose. It's a paradox. So that's number one. Troubleshooting number one, you didn't really believe it. Number two, biggest problem after I totally believe it, but it's not working. Biggest problem number two of it not working is if you've sent it out, you place the order into the universe and it feels like it's not coming, chances are it means that the messages are trying to surface and you're not looking in the right direction. So most of it is that information is most of it is not coming from outside of you. The information is trying to emerge and surface from within you. So if you're not really hearing it or sensing it or picking it up, sit quiet, connect with your breath, and just try and feel your body, feel your emotions while you're thinking about the request that you're making, and see if there's anything that feels tight, blocked, blank even. Blank's not really a problem, by the way. The opposite of blank, too much cycling, too much thoughts. That would be a good place to go and really ask yourself, how am I blocking this? And usually the way you're blocking it is that you're trying to imagine what the answer is. So the way our brains are wired, by the way, is if we ask a question, our brains are wired to try and solve that problem, because a question presents an issue and brains don't like issues. Brains just like things being predictable, even if it is an issue, but predictable. And a question that presents something new creates it's unresolved. So if we ask a question like, how is it that I can completely heal all of my family trauma? That's a pretty big ask, but the surfacing of that still does happen. And if I sit and think, well, it's possible if I do this and it's possible if I do that, then I may actually be getting in the way and trying to do what we would call the perspiration, the effort. And I might be doing so much effort that I'm actually blocking the intuitive surfacing of the answer. So if it feels like the secret isn't really working, most of the time it's because you're actively trying to do what the secret is trying to surface. So one good technique is actually just write down all the possibilities, or just acknowledge all the different ways that you think it should be solved, and then try and set them all aside as if none of those are the option, and try and bring yourself to a place of saying, okay, I've already thought of everything. I need to get to a place of where I'm listening, divinely listening. And that listening can be in the mind for an image or a thought, a word. The listening could be in the body to feel a movement or a sudden tug or a little bit of a shake. Or suddenly it could be an inspiration. What you're listening for is like an inspiration to phone somebody, to suddenly go and Google it, to suddenly just go for a walk for whatever reason. And it's the grand orchestration of it emerging through you. And whatever you're not ready to see or hear, it will emerge through others around you, and you'll be in the right time and space in those connections for you to become guided by the answer. So that's tip 1 and 2. Troubleshooting number 3. One person, Mel Robbins actually talks about this, where she's like, like the count to, the 5 second rule works on everybody, and she studied it. Like you go, okay, if I'm making a decision, I need to move on. I got to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go. And you bypass your critical thinking center, and it stops you from getting in the way of the flow or the inspiration. And so some people say like, it doesn't work for me. I say, I want to go and quit my job. And I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I go to quit my job and I stop. And she says, that means you don't really want it. You can't just talk yourself into doing something you actually don't want. No amount of like bypassing or counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or whatever. Something inside of you is going to block you from doing something you genuinely don't want to do. So if you're asking for something to happen and you're like, let go, let God, and you're going to sit and meditate on waiting for the answer to come to you, please, I'm asking for the message and the answer and the guidance and the movement to help me quit my job today. Sit, meditate. I'm getting really inspired to go to work. Okay, I'm going to listen to this. I'm going to go to work. Okay, I'm at work. I'm meditating. Okay, I'm going to quit my job today. Please, I'm waiting for the answer to quit my job. Says I should really, today might be my last day. I should really work really hard at this project. Go through the project. Okay, cool. I got that out of the way. I'm ready to quit my job. I'm going to sit and meditate, listen to the guidance. Okay, I can quit my job. I just sent that email off. Okay, I'm going to come to, you know what? There's all these things I feel like are unresolved. You know what? I forgive them. I let it go. I don't care. I want to quit my job today. Universe, please help me quit my job today. Sits, meditates. Oh man, I should really go talk to this person. I should really go ask that I should really go look into this. I should really go look. I got to really, really look into that. Okay, I feel like, I think I need another day. I'm going to come back tomorrow. I'm going to go fill in and, I'll quit tomorrow. Goes back the next day. Sit, meditate. Okay, have this conversation. Talk to that person. And I feel guided to make another meal. You know what? I feel like there's still more to do. I got to come back tomorrow. And like every day, it's like, please give me the resolution and all that I need to quit my job. And day after day, it's like, okay, one more day. And then like 2 weeks goes by. Okay, I feel like I have done it all, processed it all, overcame any kind of traumas or any reasons that makes me feel like I'm trying to, escape or bypass. Today's the day I'm going to quit my job, what I've been asking for 2 weeks. I'm going to sit, I'm going to meditate, and then up surfaces this amazing vision of all of the things that the last 2 weeks has actually brought up that were only possible by being at that job. And suddenly the whole thing flips and it's like, oh my God, I'll never quit this. I don't want to quit this job at all. I completely have a new way of looking at it. And so it looks like in this one example, which I hope you can map this metaphor to whatever works, for your way. And then it looks like if I'm after 2 weeks of trying to quitting my job, I suddenly I'm not quitting this job. I totally see it in a new light. Listen to my wording. I see it in a new light. It feels different to me. These problems aren't problems anymore. That stress isn't a stress anymore. Because of my deep listening and connection to the guidance, to what was surfacing as divine intelligence up through me, by taking that action step, that 1% of just saying yes and okay to the guidance and doing it step by step by step without overthinking, I've now come to realize that job doesn't exist anymore. The job I was actually trying to quit isn't even that job anymore. The people are treating me differently. The job, because of these emails I sent or because of the work I did, they're offering me new suggestions and new outlets. They're giving me new opportunities. I wouldn't want to leave this job now. It's not that job. It's this job. And in a way, there has to be some level of recognition and gratitude to say, you're so smart, divine intelligence. I never would have saw that coming. You totally made it so that I didn't have that job anymore. Listen to the wording. In my example, I asked to quit my job. But what was I really asking for? To not have that job anymore. That's a very different thing. And the universe delivered. I don't have that job anymore. It's a totally different job. And I'm a different person. And people are treating me differently. So we do our best to ask for as much detail as possible, do the 1%, and be in present connection, in deep understanding that there is a divine intelligence that's guiding you in ways that you can't. it's a what do they call it? Twist ending. Don't think you can see it coming, but do the best you can to be in the moment of following the guidance as best as you can. And at the end, you might discover that what you really wanted, you didn't have words for. You didn't even have a way of describing it. You didn't even know it was possible. But by being connected into the emotion of receiving what you're looking for, the emotion of the pain of what you have, or the emotion of the joy of what you could have, the sensory, the emotional, the all of the ways that staying out of your mind and being more of a physical embodiment and emotional connection to what it is that you're trying to ask for, then you'll discover that most of the time, troubleshooting tip number 3 is, most of the time you're actually asking for the wrong thing and you don't even really want it. And so this is why the importance of understanding that you are asking a more divine intelligence, that it will know way more accurately for what you're really, really asking for. It'll read between all of the lines and know how to give it to you in a way that is more accurate to what you're really asking for. If only Google worked like this, eh? If I go on Google and I'm like, what's that song with the girl with the word I don't remember, and it made me feel like really good, and Google's like, I'm reading between all the lines. It's totally this song. You're like, there you go. That's the kind of Google we need, where you can just be like, it was kind of this thing that made me kind of, I don't really remember, and it was like, I just want it. And it's like, Google's like, yes, I know what you want. There it is. That's like how this works. That's the secret. Okay, Google is actually trying to create it's a quantum computer that actually goes out into quantum space and tries to read in between the lines of what you were actually thinking. Like, that's a thing that might be coming. So universe already has it. They're going to try and make a computer out of it. All right, any questions? Philip, so cool to see you here. That's so, Phil, thank you so much for coming and sharing your vibes. I see your little, I can't share the comment because it's in Facebook over there, but like, yeah, there you go. Fist bump back to you. Thanks, Phil. Thanks, brother. All right. Does that feel more complete? Do we like, there you go. For anybody watching the replays who lasts through the little section of time where I thought I was going to end and I went into troubleshooting, I hope the troubleshooting portion helps. Feel free to ask any questions, even after the videos go live on Facebook and YouTube, because I should be hopefully notified of those questions and be able to answer them post live. All right. Does that feel better? That feels better. I'm just tuning in, filling it out. All good. So many emoticons. All the hearts and all the fist bumps and all the, how do you do lightning bolt? This is my lightning bolt. I'm going to make a lightning bolt out of my hands. I don't know. All the emoticons. All right. Okay, we're going to call that done then. Aho, thank you so much. I hope that helps you and serves you well. And I hope very much that if that flows through you in some way, that it moves on to somebody else that it serves and helps, then I trust the process, and I trust that this will all lead to only good things, only for the highest good, for the best of all, for the good of all. And thank you so much. And, may this serve everyone well. Thanks, Alexia. So nice to have you here with me. And thank you, everyone. Blessings, lots of stars. And I have to make a star emoticon. How do I make a star emoticon? This is my stars for Alexia. Okay. All right. Cheers. Have a great night. Last chance. Anybody? No questions? Anything? All right. Okay. Haha. Good night. Bye-bye. I'm going to play music now. I'm telling you what's happening behind the scenes. Here's my cinematic music. I'm now raising the volume. Now I'm going to take my video off so you can see my title card. Have a great night.